Okay, so let's just go over some things from the Loony bin. I'm going to tell you what it was, and they're going to refute it with their bullshit. But of course, I have your licenses like this. I told you that when I was in there. Now, didn't I? So I first got taken in. I was getting a bunch of bullshit phone calls to my house, and the cops were showing up, but they never really gave me a reason. And so I'd be showing up like in my jammies, like opening the door, like what? Because it was bullshit. It was like Fran and all those shitheads just paying to do what they're doing without actual. Go ahead, prove it. Prove why you called, guys. Oh, because I left a threatening voicemail because I'm pissed. Oh, did you call the cops? Yeah, bullshit. They knew they were caught. And so anyway, so the cops come and they go, they come into my bedroom, pull me out of bed, don't allow me any time to pack, they don't tell me where I'm going, they don't allow me to put on shoes, they don't read me any rights, and I'm like, why are you arresting me? We're not arresting you, we're detaining you. They don't tell me what that means, they don't tell me why, nothing. They sort of roughly cuff me and put me in the back seat. One of the cops pieces out, and the other one, the turtle looking man, he's real corrupt. He looks innocent, he's not. Little turtle face. The blonde guy, older blonde guy, don't trust it. Kent or something. Kendall, Officer Kendall. Do not trust him. He's way corrupt. And I'm in the back seat going, don't do this. Because you know when you're dealing with a corrupt cop. And I'm like, don't do this. So you might have footage of me, but I'm calm, aren't I? I'm sad. I look sad. Like I know I've just been framed.
Hey.
So anyway, so anyway, and we go into the Loony bin. First, there's a girl that does inventory. She asks, why am I there? And I'm not stupid, so I don't say cult. I say really specifically like kids, that there's kids that are messing with me, that there's kids that have been harassing me. And that I've been getting prank calls to my house to the cops, but it's not warranted and there's no proof. And she's like, huh, okay, yeah, you seem pretty normal, like you don't really need to be here. Then they have another lady come and do inventory or whatever you say with me, and she props the door, and I'm talking like this, which actually, if you break it down, it's an unconscious behavior, but it's a sign of someone who is more empathetic. But anyway, and she's like, kind of like overreacting to my movements, like as if I'm being violent. So she's already stinging me, okay? Then there's a guy and they're a patient. He's got a brand new Santa Cruz sweatshirt. It's probably not even from there. That's why it's brand new. And he's telling me to go sleep in the back. Well, I'm not really tired and I shouldn't really be there. So I'm kind of like just impatient in the hall, like waiting and everything. And they tell me to, go ahead and call somebody. So I call my dad and they go, wait, you have your dad's phone number memorized? And I'm like, yeah. And I did show you it was the one that I cited that he then changed and pretended he didn't. Right. 939-9885. Right. And so then they admit me, but they never tell me why. Is that legal? Does that feel legal? So anyway, so then they never tell me how long I'm going to be there, nothing. Not the entire time, I never get to know what's going on, nothing. What they're checking me for, nothing. Not informed of anything. I don't think any of this is legal. Then they have a guy do the inventory or whatever it's called where they're just interviewing you in the beginning, a black guy. And he's like sort of flirting with me. And he goes, do you take any drugs? And I go, I smoke marijuana. He's like, I'm not even going to write that one down. So if he didn't write that one down, that's on him. But if you have the recording, he said, I'm not going to write that down. He asks me about painting my nails. She likes to paint her nails, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then, let's see. Then I get admitted, and they tell me that it would be really good if I participate in a lot of activities. Yeah, for them. And so there are a few patients in there, and there's different ones, and they're gonna lie because that's what they were paid to do. And they all have the same story. I go, why are you in here? And they all have the same story. I fell asleep, and then I don't remember, and then now I'm here. So basically, these people were paid to be admitted, and I mean, point blank, one of them was like, yeah, they paid my rent for 4 months. The one that had the blonde one. She'll lie, but that's what she said. She also told me her uncle or something owns comedy clubs, and she's like, we'll see you out there. Good luck. Like, you're gonna make it now. So they were tampering with my food. They asked me what foods I don't like. I told them stir fry. They would only serve me stir fry for the longest time. They put shellfish. They asked me my allergies. You know, I'm answering because, like, I didn't quite know the scope. I didn't think Sterling was this powerful because I didn't know the NWO existed yet. So I was like, they're limited. You know, they got me in here, but they probably. I thought there was like a few corrupt doctors and I'd have to navigate. That's what I thought. Yeah, actually, you can probably kind of see me trying to do that, and then I realized the whole thing's not. I didn't think it was that big. They're tampering with the water, at least people are saying that it is. Which is why I went to go fill it up in my room. You see the little cups. And they go, you need to gain weight, and I'm like, yeah, but there's meth in my eggs. Like, there was drugs in my food. And I was pretty upset about it because I could feel it. And then I wasn't doing anything, wasn't behaving hostilely. There was a lady, people were calling me in the loony bin, and they shouldn't have been able to know that I was there or given legal permission to know that I was there, and yet people like Fran are calling in. That's not legal to be giving out that information. They called my sister when I gave them no permission to do so. Also not legal. I did not talk to my sister on the phone. And then when I tried to call out, they had Jimmy rigged the phone. It was going to this little Mexican kid. I was like, what phone number is this? He gave me like 4 numbers. I'm like, and I was doing it over and over and over and over, saying 9399859. I mean, I know it still. And I was going to this other number. So they Jimmy rigged it. And then they'd be like, how was your phone call? And I was like, great. Because fuck them, I knew what they were doing. So I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of me reacting, because that's what they wanted. Me to say something crazy like, the phone doesn't work. But it didn't. And so they said that Dr. Weber said that I needed to be on 5 kinds of antipsychotics, including lithium, incidentally, which would turn me into a catatonic zombie. And because I refused to cooperate with that, I was like, no, I don't need that. And she's like, well, you're not even open to like getting help then there's no point in helping you. If you don't agree to be on these drugs you don't need, then there's no point. Right. And then she tried to get a court order to get me on these drugs, and they had an advocate come in. He was swearing he was something different, but I already knew it was bought out. I was like, and you know, they had the little court date set up, and I said, you go. There's no reason for me to be there, because this is all, I already knew. This is already bought out. What the fuck is the point if I'm there or not? Right? So we'll look at these little superheroes here. Not the shirt. So anyway, hear that? They're working. They were having the overweight nurse harass me about food. She's pretty insulting when you're getting starved out by someone who clearly has enough to eat. Yeah, it pisses me off. Yeah, it makes it worse. And she said, she was like mocking, oh, I only eat cereal. She's like from the Ukraine or something, and I was like, oh, that sucks for you. I know that's what they're saying about me, but it wasn't actually the case. How often have you guys seen that? Right. Um, when am I ever eating cereal, actually? Um, it was like a snack. So, I'm gonna make a new tape because there's just too many things to cover.